probably the number one thing that I see is that when people are telling me, yeah, I finished a boot camp or I finished some course or I finished college, whatever it is, I'm trying to get in tech. Everyone wants to shoot to the big tech companies, which I'm always like, man, why are y'all doing that? And so people oftentimes are overlooking the opportunity at these smaller companies. And I've known, okay, the opportunities that are there that you can grow with the companies, but I never really thought about the aspect of, because the company is smaller, there's much more visibility. So as you're killing it, so yeah, if you're at a larger company and you're killing it, you're going above and beyond, like not only is there more competition within that larger company because there are other people competing for that next slot that's about to open up, but also there's much less visibility. Fewer people see you, fewer people know you. The only people that know you are the direct team that you work with. And so I love that you sharing how you being at a smaller company, there was significantly more visibility.
And also because you're at a smaller company, you're a journalist, you touch more things. You get experience in those areas, and you can have a different conversation when you start to plan out your career. So at a smaller company, I deal with the CSM team on a regular basis. So I hear customer complaints. I deal with the developers on a daily basis. I know what their pain points and roadblocks are. I deal with compliance. I deal with the testing, QA teams and things like that. And so it also gave me an opportunity to say, hey, what actually do I really want to do? And so because I work at this small tech company, because I touch all these different things, I decided I wanted to do product. But I could have very well said, hey, I want to do QA, or I want to go into the CSM route. But I was able to figure that out because I'm on a smaller company and I touch all those areas. And I found the right one for me. At a Google or Facebook, nothing against them, but when you get into those companies, and this is my outside, what I see from the outside, you kind of stay in your lane type thing. You're hired for a particular job, and you don't really get involved in other people's jobs so much. Whereas a smaller company, you can try to do everybody's job.
Yeah, because when you first listed what you do in product management, my mind was like, I was like, how is he doing all of that stuff? Because everyone that I know that's in product, but they're at like larger companies, they're just doing their role. And so I know at first glance to people, it can sound scary, because even in my ears, it's like, oh man, you're doing all of these jobs, but you're just a product manager. But it's like at the same time though, that gives you further experience within the company and the business. So that way, again, now you're a greater resource to where you can get promoted faster. But two, it also gives you incredible value in terms of, okay, now if you want to even do something outside of your company, like now you have experience in these other roles.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And though I might be touching a lot of different areas, I think the main point of being a product manager is just very simple. It's like, look, I want to make sure our team is building the best product for our users that users need and that they value. And sometimes that means I have to be a QA tester one day. That means I have to be a CSM one day, or I need to be in the development room all day one day. And so at the end of the day, product management, like I said, looks different everywhere. Just at my company, in order to ensure that the team is building the right product that the users want and need, I need to kind of touch all areas.
Yeah, no, that's good. That makes sense. And in reality, that will make the best product manager, because a product manager, in some way, shape, or form, they're working with the manual QA team to get feedback on the product that's been put out. They're working with the developers who are actually coding and creating the technology. And oftentimes they're working with the CSM. Like they're working with these teams to hear, okay, what's the customer feedback? They're working with maybe tech sales or sales engineers and being like, okay, well, what features are customers asking for and demand next? So it only makes sense that, okay, instead of playing the game of telephone, actually putting my hands on it and actually getting my hands dirty and doing this myself.
They call product managers like the baby CEO sometimes, and that's like a for real thing they call them. I don't own the company. I'm not a CEO, so it's definitely not that. But because they have to take ownership of the product at times and just be involved, so they definitely are called baby CEOs.
Yeah, I mean the product is just a shrunk down version from the entire company, because the company in and of itself is just a mashup of multiple products.